Hey, g'day and welcome back to Scarvig in the Ark. Now, I've been playing on a server with some people, and they had the castles, keeps, and something or another mod. CKFR, it's the remastered one. And I've got myself over here the masonry table for the mod, and I'm going to basically build something in the style of a basilica, or at least take inspiration from a basilica. So it's going to be a circle, and it's going to use some decorative windows. We'll build up and make something that looks quite interesting. But it requires a lot of materials, this one, so I'm just going to do this creatively rather than through normal means. I had been working on that server with the other people for quite some time, and then they decided that they wanted to change maps and shut down their server, so I'm not going to do it all again. And here is the circle. I've coloured the triangles and the squares differently, just so that I could follow the pattern a bit easier, and I guess for anybody who's watching who wants to create a similar style circle, you can do the same. And probably one of the interesting points that actually comes of these circles, if you're looking for nice neat edges, there's a different way of doing the circles, whereas I'm just going for the is it an octagon, decagon? Oh, it doesn't really matter. But yes, I'm going for the sharp edges rather than purely concentric circle. There's a whole different method for doing that. The other part to this, and you can see it from the center, so this has got single edges on this very first one. The second one also has single edges, but then this third one, you'll notice that the triangles create a double edge, whereas the squares make a single edge, and you actually have to go out one further, and then the triangles make two, and the squares make two. And then again, once you move to the next one, the triangles make three, and then the squares make two. So if you want to have nice even edges, you got to make sure that you go out far enough. So if I was to go out even further again, I'd have to go out another two to get the nice even edges. Okay, well this is the basis of the first floor. I've yet to work out what I'm going to do with the gate, but this two high double windows is going to be the base floor here. And then I'll put a roof, which is the same shape as this up top. Build another, I think the next stage would be to build part of a roof, and then again utilising these arches I'm going to go up a bit higher. At any rate, the build is definitely taking shape, and I will continue on. I think I've decided that there's a small platform down there, and that will probably be the direction of my entrance. Yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. I'm not entirely certain still, but based off that, if this will be the gate coming in, you'll basically come straight in and the stairs will be available here. You walk up the stairs and you end up on the next platform. And so it's the exact same shape as the one below. And so I've lined up every square and everything else. When I build these stairs, basically the stairs themselves fit in the same space as a square, and so you can then use a triangle to basically give yourself that spiral effect, which I don't mind. I'm half tempted to actually bring it out and actually build it on one of these outer ones, but then the staircases won't line up as well. So you could probably start one here, but you have to go a double staircase, have a bit of a bigger landing, and then another double staircase. But that could work actually. Done. 3 of those. Well, I chose the wrong one, but you get the idea. Okay. I like that one too. It's quite nice. Either or, I'll probably leave both of them for now and I'll decide which one that I really want. But different styles that you can do staircases. I think I actually prefer the double one. It looks a bit cleaner. And here is the first floor roof in place. When you look at it just as is like this, it's quite plain actually. Don't know if the roof can go halfway over. Would have liked it to actually overhang, but I just don't think it can. I mean, I could do that. That may look interesting. I may end up doing that. I'm not sure yet though. There are awning pieces, so I don't know which way I'm going to jump with it yet, to give it a bit of an accent around the outside. Otherwise, just to remove that kind of boxy shape that it has at the moment. But there's another floor to go in now, and then it will go up again, and that will actually take away a little bit from the boxy shape and give it more of that Basilica feel. Albeit that I can't actually have the nice dome that a Basilica would actually have, because you don't get rounded roof pieces. So we've got to work basically with a cone shape. Now here we have the upper floor, and so from here we're actually going to go up a bit higher, but I thought I'd just talk about this one little point here. If we talked about this earlier, in that you have to make sure that you're careful with where you end up. So I've used 2 roof pieces high, which has brought the circle in 2, which has meant that now these have 2 on each edge, and so I get my nice neat even edges. If I'd actually brought it in 1 higher in terms of the roof, I would have ended up with odd. I would have had 2 and then 1 and then 2 and then 1. So when building this sort of thing, there's just one thing you probably just need to make sure you keep into account. Anyway, I've got to get some more archways going, and we'll get this thing a bit higher. Okay, I'm on to the final run, putting on the last pieces of the roof. Certainly not finished the build. Try and get that on without breaking it. Okay, so I need to put the glass in yet. Yeah, it's looking alright. Just got to do something a little bit with some kind of an accent to the walls around the outside, to just take a little bit away from that boxy sort of a shape. And there are some crenellations and there are some arches and things like that. I'm going to see if I can add them around the outside, just to give it a bit of a better look. I may put some ceiling pieces around the outside, just to give a bit of a landing. I guess a combination of ceiling and floor pieces actually. Okay, well, I've gone to quite a lot of trouble now to add a lot of accent to the and features to it. So obviously all the glass is filled out, and I've put a single row around the outside. I'm going to have to go around and actually do a double, do another one, just so it evens out, because I've now got a 5 and a 4 where I want a 5 and a 5, or is it a 4 and a 3? Anyway, it's got odds, which is not what I want. I've added what they call an accent awning over all of the roofing, just to give it that little bit of an overhang so the boxiness is gone. And there was a double crenellation here, and it was called something else. It was called a matriculation, whatever that word is. I'm sure it's pronounced something very, very different, but it adds a little bit of an extra sort of a lump on that particular item, so it's quite good. And up the top, to fill the gaps, I found that I could make a circle, and I'm hoping that an Argent will still be able to fly into that, and so this will actually remain as the aviary where the birds come in and actually land. Okay, well, I've been working on quite a lot in between, so let's go over what I've managed to do so far. Yeah, so I put circles as the in-between everything. I don't mind, it's probably a little bit too patterned. I may end up changing some for walls, but the same, so it's not 4 stacked on top of each other, so maybe interlace just some plain walls or some different windows. These plain walls here I'm thinking of replacing, but I've just been mucking around with what I wanted to do with a gate, because there was no gate that would fit a 3. So I made a giant gate, which opens up nicely inside, and put some ceilings to make it join on up there. But we've definitely got the interior working hard now. Get up here and actually go out onto a little balcony on top of the gate, which is pretty cool. Alright, let's jump out there and have a look from a distance. So still got a lot of cleaning up to do, and what I've decided here is I've got my nice little platform outside of the gate, and I've got ramp now coming down. Took me a while to get that sorted out, but I'm going to have to, that's really steep, so I'll probably come down, have a little platform, then come back in this direction, go down a bit more, have a platform and so on and so forth until it actually reaches the ground down here somewhere. And now I've basically gone around. I haven't finished the ramp covering up, but I've put the brickwork all the way around the base so that it runs smooth to the ground. And yeah, looks nice and neat and tidy. So it's actually looking like it sits properly. Although that rock there is a little bit dodgy. Not much I can do about it, unfortunately. Okay, so the decorations are in. They're not doing too bad. I can't put the same things on the triangles because the angles go all wrong. Because the pieces, they want to follow the triangles, and as a result I can't have them coming out straight. That being said, I haven't even tried what it looks like. I suppose it's not terrible. Yeah, some straight, some angled. Might look a little bit odd here by the door, is the only problem. Yeah, I don't mind that actually. I might stick with that. At any rate, that's basically the last decoration I want to put on the base at the very least. So I just need to finish the ramp, and the build will basically be complete. Well, now all it needs is some handrails to relieve it from the fact that you just fall off the edges. I'll probably put some handrails around that stuff too, really. But I'm finding this really boxy, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. I may take some pillars and see if I can accentuate the build so it looks like it's got some kind of reinforcing structure. Because at the moment it just looks like straight boxes. So it's, yeah, pretty uninteresting. Almost got a dead center on the beacon. It's pretty funky, but yeah. Imagine if I'd actually lined it up perfectly so that it landed right on the point. Anyway, I am currently going through and adding pillars to give it a bit more accentuation. Try and take away that boxy feel that it's currently got. The pillars are being absolutely annoying with their snap points. Well, there you have it. Nice Basilica inspired base. I haven't finished some of these pillars yet, but it doesn't take away from the fact that that is what it's going to look like. I mean, really, I could put the same handrail around the base, which I probably will do because it will probably look quite nice if I do that. Well, I found a much better solution. It's a crenulated wall, or crenulated battlement, basically, and that looks heaps nicer. Damn, that's looking bloody spectacular. Well, I think I'm finally done with the build, other than a few pillars down there. This thing, very happy. Alright, and make sure that if you did enjoy this build and you like what you see, you go ahead and like, comment and subscribe. I'd like to hear what people think. And yeah, what would you build? What's your fancy when you come to building castles and things like that in Ark? Albeit that this is a mod and not the vanilla game. Very happy with this now. I'm probably going to have to play the island all over again just so that I can live in it. Alright, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.